In the NBA, fines are like free throws. You're bound to see them at some point. But let's be real, some fines are just next-level ridiculous. From jaw-dropping amounts to absurd reasons, this list will have you shook. Today, we're counting down the top 10 largest fines in NBA history. Coming in at number 10, we have none other than Mark Cuban, the Dallas Mavericks owner. This guy just can't seem to keep his mouth shut when it comes to referees. In 2002, Cuban was hit with a whopping $500,000 fine for publicly criticizing officials. That was the biggest individual fine in NBA history at the time. But just wait, there's still more. Fast forward to 2020, and he gets hit with the same fine for, you guessed it, criticizing the refs again. This time, he took the opportunity to give back, donating the same amount to charity. Gotta give the guy credit for turning a negative into a positive. Coming in at number 9, we have the infamous brawl between the New York Knicks and the Denver Nuggets in 2006. It all started with a hard foul and ended up turning into a full-on WWE match. A total of 10 players were ejected, and the aftermath was pure chaos. And let's not forget about the hefty $500,000 fine handed down to both teams for their role in the brawl. Commissioner David Stern wasn't playing games after the Malice at the Palace incident, so you know he had to come down hard on this one. At number 8, we have a fine that's just straight up hilarious. Vladimir Radmanovich, a former player for the Los Angeles Lakers, got hit with a $500,000 fine for lying about how he injured his shoulder. At first, he tried to play it cool by saying that he slipped on some ice, but then he had to come clean and admit that he actually hurt himself trying to snowboard for the first time. Whoops! Oh, and to make matters worse, his contract specifically stated that he couldn't do anything too risky. Looks like Radmanovich should have just stuck to basketball. Coming in at number 7, we have a fine that proves even the bigwigs aren't immune to punishment. Joe Dumars, who was the president of basketball operations for the Detroit Pistons, got hit with a hefty $500,000 fine for leaking confidential league memos to Adrian Wojnarowski, who's now a big-time insider at ESPN. But here's the crazy part. The NBA actually conducted a sting operation to catch him in the act. That's some serious covert ops stuff. Needless to say, the league doesn't take leaking confidential info very lightly. Next up at number 6, we have a fine that shows just how powerful social media can be. Mickey Arison, the owner of the Miami Heat, got hit with a massive $500,000 fine for tweeting about his frustrations during the NBA lockout in 2011. He thought he could just delete the tweets and be done with it, but little did he know that the internet never forgets. Oh, and the league, they certainly didn't forget either. They made him pay a pretty penny for his social media slip-up. Alright, we're getting closer to the top of our list. But right now, at number 5, we have a fine that definitely deserved the attention that it got. Mark Stevens, an investor in the Golden State Warriors, got into it with Kyle Lowry of the Toronto Raptors during the 2019 NBA Finals. Stevens actually pushed Lowry after he dove into the stands, and let's just say the league was not happy about it. Stevens was banned from all team events and activities for a year and had to cough up a hefty $500,000 fine. That's one expensive shove. Coming in at number 4, we have Mark Cuban once again in the hot seat, with a whopping fine of $600,000 in 2018. The Dallas Mavericks owner spilled the beans on a podcast, saying that losing was the team's best option, and later admitted to tanking for over a year. However, the silver lining for Cuban was that the team acquired superstar Luka Doncic on draft night, just a few months after the hefty fine. Next up at number 3, the Dallas Mavericks found themselves in hot water again in 2023 for tanking, leading to a $750,000 fine. The team made the questionable decision of sitting out several key players during their final 2 games of the season, despite still having a chance to make the play-in tournament. As a result, they remained at the 10th spot in the lottery order, which is crucial because their pick is top 10 protected. If the pick falls to number 11, it will go to the New York Knicks, costing Dallas the opportunity to acquire a top talent. Coming in at number 2, we have the infamous case of Donald Sterling. The former owner of the Los Angeles Clippers got hit with a $2.5 million fine and a lifetime ban from the NBA in 2014. The reason? Well, he made racist comments to his ex-girlfriend during a phone conversation that was leaked to the public.
And why bring it to my teams? Why bring the black people to the game?
I really don't want to discuss that anymore. It's over. I don't want to talk about it.
This was the largest fine the NBA could impose under their rules. However, Sterling didn't seem too worried about it, as he later sold the team for a cool $2 billion to Microsoft executive Steve Ballmer. Alright, and coming in at number 1, we have the largest fine in NBA history that was slapped on the Minnesota Timberwolves back in the year 2000. The team was found to have secretly signed Joe Smith, who was about to become a free agent, to an illegal contract. As a result, the contract was voided, the team lost 4 first-round draft picks, and the owner, Glenn Taylor, was suspended for a year. Joe Smith then played for the Detroit Pistons before eventually returning to the Timberwolves in 2001. That was an expensive lesson learned by the Timberwolves, but it also highlighted the importance of playing by the rules in the NBA. It's quite amusing to see the players' generous donations to the NBA in the form of hefty fines. It's almost as if they're saying, "We love playing in this league so much that we're willing to pay for the privilege." One can only imagine the delight of the NBA while dishing out those fines. If you found this video entertaining, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for the most exciting NBA content. Thank you for watching.